Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I wanna say thank you to Allah for giving us everything. So this time we can be here and do our activities. I thanks Allah by saying Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Dear Miss Melvina, as the lecturer in English for your learners course, as well as my fellow classmates who I'm proud of. I also want to thank teacher and all of you for this great opportunity. My dear friend, may I have your attention? Let me introduce myself. I am Stefanica Gabriela Aurelia. As you may know, I'm here in my role as moderator. Our topic is cognitive development to start. The first material is concept of cognitive development. Cognitive development means how children think, explore, and figure things out. It is the development of knowledge, skill, problem solving, and disposition, which helps teach children to think about and understand the world around them. Cognitive development is how a person perceives things and gains understanding of their world through the relation of genetic and learner factor. There are four stages to cognitive information development. There is reasoning, intelligence, language, and memory. According to the cognitive development view of concept learning, children's ability to learn concept is constrained by their stage of cognitive development. Several experiments that have purported to test this prediction are reviewed. Although the investigator who conducted them and previous reviewers have concluded that the experiments confirm the prediction. It is shown that this conclusion is based on statistical estimates of the learning stage relation. Correlation between pre and post-training concept score that are biased in its favor. When unbiased estimates of the learning stage relation are communicated, the same experimental failed to confirm the prediction. It is concluded that because of logical deficiencies in the design of these experiments, attempts to explain observed these differences in children concept learning by invoking the stage construct suffer from circularity. The second material is perspective of cognitive development. Second material is perspective of cognitive development. The cognitive developmental perspective view moral development through a cognitive lens and examines reasoning about moral issues. Is it ever right to steal even if it would help another person? Is lying ever acceptable? The resolution of moral dilemma must require that the child consider the perspective, needs and feelings of other cognitive chains and related developments in perspective taking the ability underlie moral development. Young children's reasoning about moral development moral problem change with development as they construct concepts about justice and fairness from their interaction in the world. The third material is Piaget's cognitive developmental theory and the implementation in education. The Piaget theory focuses on development and learning theories. Development focuses on the learner's capabilities, and the learner focuses on the realization of such capabilities, and the education within the theory is intrinsic. The cognitive theory, the behavior reflects the emergence of various physiological structures, organized units, or patterns of thinking that influence on how children interpret the information. The cognitive development theories explain the change in reasoning level of child, acquiring new ways of understanding their world. Piaget's theory of implication assumes that all children go through the same sequence of development, but they so at different rates. Teachers must make a special effort to provide classroom activities for individual and small group rather than for the total class group. Assessment should be based on individual progress rather than on the normal standard of same-age peers. Individuals construct their own knowledge during the course of their interaction with the environments. Piaget has identified four primary stages of development. There is first sensory monitor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operation stage, and the last is formal operation stage. The fourth material is Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory and the implementation in education. The Vygotskian approach emphasizes the importance of socio-cultural forces in shaping the situation of child development and learning, and points to the crucial role played by parents, teachers, priests, and the community in defining the types of interaction occurring between children and their environments. As a result, the obvious individualistic identification of the agency of learning was challenged. Two concepts emerged as central in redefining the agency of learning: mediation and psychological tools. The concept of mediation emphasizes the role played by human and symbolic intermediaries placed between the individual learner and the material to be learned. According to Vygotsky's sociocultural theory, we are embedded in a context that shapes how we think and how we become. Much of children's learning comes not from working alone, but from collaborating with others. Children interact with more skilled partners who serve as model and provide instruction. Over time, children internalize the instruction, making it part of their skill set, and the therapy master talks. Children learn by working alongside more skilled partners who provide assistance when needed. Older and more skilled members of society stimulate children's cognitive development by presenting new challenges and guiding or assisting them with particularly difficult tasks. Parents and children care providers often teach children, but anyone who is more skilled at a given task, including older siblings and peers, can promote children's cognitive development. So, Vygotsky theory is actually more accurately called the constructivism approach. That is, a person's cognitive development in addition to being determined by the individual himself actively also by an actively social environment as well. Material is characteristic of the young language learner. To have contact with the student effectively, especially elementary school students of the 4th to 6th grade, English teacher must know their student characteristics in general. Scott and Yetebert, 1993, 3 to 4, propose some general young language learner characteristics as follows is 1. Their basic concepts are firm. They have the sight, views of the world. The second is they can tell the difference between fact and fiction. The third is they ask questions all the time. The fourth is they really on the spoken word as well as the physical word to convey an understanding meaning. The fifth is they are able to make some decision about their own learning. The sixth is they have definite views about what they like and don't like doing. The seventh is they have developed sense of fairness about what happened in the classroom begin to question the teacher decision. The eighth is they are able to work with others and learn from others. So just with the error with my explanation. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.